on to work on Happiness, which got into Cannes, got you a Golden Globe nomination. Did that change your life once again, or
No.
not as much as Dollhouse?
No, once the doors were open, it really the turning point was just Dollhouse. Then I had, you can have success with another film, but it doesn't change my life at that point. It was nice that I mean, it was a scary, I suppose it was scary. I must have, because I remember that's when I went unlisted. So I think I did think about the consequences of that film at some point, I think after I had shot it. But when I wrote it, I knew that a lot of things were coming out, taboos and so forth. But it may be hard to believe, but it really wasn't designed to shock, even though that's precisely what it did. They were characters that compelled me, and that drew me in, and I, of course, recognized the shocking nature of what was going on, but that wasn't what it was really about for me.
Are those moments in films like Dollhouse and Happiness that are uncomfortable to watch, uncomfortable to write for you, or not so much?
No, I don't have discomfort writing. Either a scene has life and blood and excitement, it has a certain kind of charge, and then you want to film it, and if anything less, there's no point. It's just, yeah.
Is there any challenge in working with actors in scenes like those that are possibly out of some people's comfort zones?
Well, everybody read the script, and I wasn't like trying to persuade anyone to be in the movie. They all wanted to be in the movie, and so there's no, just because a scene has certain transgressive, let's say, elements to it, doesn't make it more difficult. Every scene, everything you do with the camera and actors, there's always a challenge. Nothing is ever really easy or straightforward. And you always have to be open to the unexpected. I can't say some quote, heavy scene was more difficult than one that might not appear to be terribly challenging.
And you seem to have such an eye for social satire. Does that stem from some place in particular? Is it absorbing the news media, or is it something else that really informs that?
No, you live a life, and it's just a film is it's an expression of a point of view, of an experience and sensibility, and it's not something I study. It's something that evolves over time.
Are you working on any new projects?
I've got a couple scripts. I'm hoping one of them will get money. I would like both of them to get money, and we'll see. You know, I have to just be very zen, and I'm just lucky and appreciative I've gotten to make all the films I've made, and I mean, it's really a quasi-career, but if I get to make another, that would be good. Yeah.
Cool. So, what continues to inspire you? Are there certain things that you're trying to tackle in your films?
It's a writing process for me. It's a process, all of it, and it's endless. There's no. I'm not struggling for ideas per se. There are a lot of things I'd like to do. It's just a question of having enough time.
Right. So I was hoping to ask you if there were any films, maybe two films that you absorbed younger in life that kind of inspired you and helped put you on this direction.
Well, I was just saying how, the sound of music even, informs palindromes. Those Sunshine Singers
Right.
wouldn't have been the same had I not known so well the Von Trapp singers. I mean, that movie is well referenced, Night of the Hunter and Wizard of Oz, I suppose. But uh, I used, there's a scene in Welcome to the Dollhouse. I remember there was a junior high school. We had a location, and the architect was of this junior high school was really quite brilliant because there were no dark corners where you could where a bully could get a weak little kid and beat him up. And in my script, I had a dark stairwell, shadowy dark stairwell where Dawn was going to be cornered by a bully, but that didn't exist anywhere. And where do bullies get at the weak kids? I was trying to figure that out. And there was just no place. But they must have bullies, and what do they do? So I changed the concept of it being a dark, shadowy stairwell to a scene that takes place outside. He corners her at the exit, and over his shoulder, you have a bright, sunny day, and soccer practice is going on, and so all the kids you hear, playing soccer, and life is beautiful and idyllic, and oblivious to the terror that is taking place right there. And then I got that idea from North by Northwest, the cornfields and the open spaces that Hitchcock used to create suspense without shadow.